Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about orchids and basics of orchid care, and I'm going to try and keep it simple and not daunting so all of you all want to have more orchids. This is a dendrobium, this is a Phalaenopsis. You can make out the difference in the leaf structure. Dendrobiums have pointed leaves, also they do grow taller, so a mature dendrobium can also be found to be at this height, whereas a Phalaenopsis will always remain short and stout. The leaves may become long or short depending on sun exposure, age, water, etc. But it will always be a short variety. So basis where you want to keep them, you can choose your plant accordingly. In Bombay, we majorly prefer dendrobiums because they are very heat tolerant. They're also sun exposure tolerant. For example, if your Phalaenopsis goes out in sun, chances are it's going to wrinkle, it's going to lose its leaves, but a dendrobium may not. Now, a lot of us love orchids. Also, these are expensive plants, but these will last forever if you know how to care for them. The care is honestly really simple. They love neglect. They love it if you ignore them. Okay. The basics you have to take care of is the potting mix. So whenever you have planted an orchid, make sure it has cocoa chips and bark. It loves bark. Once you've done that, watering of your orchids is very easy. You just have to water it once a week, maybe once in 7 to 10 days. It does not like to be soggy every day, so do not water your orchids daily. But once in 7 to 10 days, this is how you need to water it. What most people do is once in 7 to 10 days, they'll just pour some water. It will drip off because this is a very well-drained potting mix, and then they're going to say, oh, my orchids died. So a simple way to water your orchid is find water which is at least this much in height, dip it and leave it there for at least 15 seconds. 15 seconds, let your orchid sit in there, let it suck in all the water, and post that you will see, so these are your orchid's roots, right? You will actually see your roots wet and fleshy and they've absorbed all the water. So wait till that happens and only then you remove it. Till then, do not. 15 seconds are almost done. As we can see, the topsoil of my orchid still feels very dry. There is absolutely no moisture in this, but it is okay because if water sits close to the place where the leaf and the stem meets, this starts rotting, the leaves start rotting, yellowing and falling off. So you don't want that part getting wet. You rather want your potting mix getting wet. Now once this potting mix is wet, you can drain out the water. Please drain out the water. Do not put your orchid directly with the water. This is a well-drained soil. You put it back in whatever your decor planter is, say a metal planter, a cement planter. These are the planters that we strongly recommend for orchid because this is through which your orchids can breed. How we usually use these is we directly put coconut husks inside. Direct bigger chips. Again, watering for these also is same. Dip it, let the husk get completely wet. If not, if you're going to pour water, then water once in 7 days. If you're going to dip it and let it sit for 10 days. As regards the light of your orchid needs bright indirect light. This you can put directly in the sun also. It will tolerate about 4 to 6 hours of sun. This you cannot put directly in the sun. Your Phalaenopsis has to be in bright indirect light and it's going to thrive. Next is fertilizing. Fertilize your orchids once a week. You can, whenever you're watering this, in this same water, you can just add a pinch of NPK 20-20-20 that is easily available on the internet, or you can buy a particular, say, an orchid fertilizer and let it sit. The entire beauty of your orchids is in the roots. If your roots are healthy, your orchid is going to be healthy, it's going to throw new leaves, it's going to throw new flowers. And for your roots to be healthy, you have to make sure that they do not sit in water because then they will rot. That is the simplest way you can keep an orchid alive. Hopefully this helps you. Bye.